Hi and welcome to Outwell and to the Daytona Air and the Daytona Air Tall from our cruising air collection. The Daytona Air is designed to fit onto vehicles between 1.8 and 2.2 metres in height, and the tall version for vehicles between 2.4 and 2.9 metres. What we have here is the standard height version, but all the features are the same for this as they are for the tall, so we'll just talk you through them on here. The awning itself is inflatable, of course, with it being in our cruising air collection. And what we have here is two tubes that actually cross over in the middle, which we'll see in the inside. So these tubes are actually bonded together. So what that means is really quick and easy inflation and deflation from one single plug-in point for the pump. We do supply this driveway awning with a pump, and it's just like this one here, which is the two-way double action hand pump here. So what that means is every time you pull the lever up and push it down, you are inflating the tubes with air, so it's really quick and easy to do. There is also then a pressure gauge on the top of the pump as well, so you can keep an eye on the pressure when you're inflating this, and we would recommend inflating it up to 4.5 psi, which represents 0.3 bar. So some features on the outside of the driveway awning here, we have our Autex 3000 material. So this is a good quality taffeta polyester, which has fully taped seams throughout. It's been PU coated on the inside, so it has a hydrostatic head of 3000 millimeters, so it is totally waterproof. We have large windows all the way around here as well, so that's going to allow lots of light into the awning to make it feel nice and spacious. We also have our luminous guy lines all the way around the outside here as well, so hopefully these should be a little bit easier to spot when it's darker. And each one of these has their own retainer as well, so when it comes to packing this down, you can simply wrap up the guy lines and pop them in to the Velcro loops, just to make sure that the next time you come to use it, they're going to be easily accessible. The awning itself has two side entrances, so one on this side, one on the other side, and of course the large front door on it as well. We also have ventilation panels across the top here, so if you're tall enough, what you can do is close these over if it gets a little bit too chilly, just simply by removing the Velcro tabs and pressing down like so. So when we come round to the front here, what I want to highlight is the fact that actually we have a really good sized front door in here. So nice and easy to get all of your kit in and out because it's a nice wide door. The door itself obviously is rolled away at the moment, but it does have a large window on it as well. So when you're in the awning and the door is fully closed, then you'll still get views outside. So here inside the awning you can see there's certainly plenty of space in here, a lot of head height. I'm quite tall at around 1.95 meters, and you can see there's still plenty of space above me here. A good amount of floor space as well. You can see we've got a good sized table and a chair at the moment, and there's still plenty of space all around us. So next I'll just highlight that the ground sheet that we have in here is a fully sealed ground sheet all the way around. So it's coming up at the edges as well, which is a bathtub style ground sheet, and that's going to stop any drafts from coming in. It's going to stop things like dirt, dust and sand, and hopefully keep out those unwanted bugs as well. What you will find is that all of the doors have a flat ground sheet area at the front here and at the side. And that's of course going to allow for easy access into the awning. But when you zip the door down, what you can do is fold that sort of area of the ground sheet up and toggle it into the side, just for much better protection within here. So as I mentioned, the awning has large windows allowing lots of light in here to make it feel nice and spacious. Each one of these does have its own curtain though, so if you do need a little bit more privacy, all you need to do is either take it halfway up where we have these toggle points, or of course it can be fully closed over as well. Up in the middle of the awning here, we have a lantern hanging point, and we do have some cable ties that run down this tube here. Just if you do have an electric lantern or sort of cable or something like that, then you can keep that out of the way. Also up here is where the mesh ventilation is that I highlighted from the outside. So there is actually two parts of ventilation up here. So at the back then we have our link access zone. So this is the area that sits between the awning and the vehicle, and what we actually have in here is a fully covered area. So the awning continues over up onto the vehicle, so that's of course going to keep that area nice and dry. And there is also a ground sheet in this area, which you can probably see from where you are here as well, that just tucks underneath the ground sheet of the awning itself and then comes up the side of the vehicle just to reduce drafts in this area. There is also two side doors in our link access zone as well, so that allows easy access into that area without having to come in through the awning. So a great feature on here is the versatility in terms of how it fits onto a vehicle. We have many different ways, which we'll now just talk you through. The first and most simplistic way of attaching the awning to the vehicle is actually just by attaching it using the guy line. So all we need to do here is just take the material on top of the van and then take your guy lines across the other side and peg them into position. Next, we can connect with the Velcro bands that are already pre-attached onto the back of the awning, and these would just simply wrap around any vehicle that has things like roof bars attached to them, and then of course we can then take the guy lines out the back and peg them into place as well. Next, you can connect this awning using suction cup clamps, which would be sold separately, but we actually do supply the awning with a steel pole that can go through the sleeve at the back, which you can then attach the clamps to and then attach them onto the vehicle. Next, we can then directly attach the awning onto a rail on the side of the van like this here, and that's going to be ideal if you want to leave the vehicle with the awning during your stay. Finally, we then have the optional extras from ourselves, which would be the magnetic band connector, which would just attach onto any vehicle with a magnetic roof. So that easily attaches on there and then just is guyed into position across the back. And we then also have our Outwell Touring Connect set, which is a figure of 8 kit that can attach the awning directly into a rail, which enables the awning to be a drive-away. So we have a couple of optional extras available for the Daytona Air drive-away awnings, one of which is a flat woven carpet for the area within the awning, giving you a little bit more comfort underfoot. There is also a footprint available to go underneath the ground sheet here, which is going to protect it and keep it clean and dry on those wet and muddy days. And of course, we do have our connecting kits available as well. So there you have it then. That's all the features of the Daytona Air and the Daytona Air Tall. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, this tent can be inflated using our Typhoon 12-volt compressor pump.